One of the biggest misconceptions about gardening is that once you've planted something, you're done. But the truth is, the garden's never done. Every year, I walk through and make little edits. Some plants have overgrown their space, and some aren't happy. Some are doing exactly what I asked them to do, and I realize I don't actually like it. Today, we're going to be editing the garden. Come along with me. The first edit is spiderwort. There actually isn't anything wrong with it. It blooms during that shoulder season when not much else is happening, and that's why it survived here for years. But every season, it spreads further than I want into other places of the yard, and by midsummer, it flops everywhere. Eventually, you have to ask yourself the important question. Am I keeping this because I love it or because it's been here for a long time? For me, it's the second one. So this one is coming out. The next edit isn't about preference. It's about listening to the garden. This section of the tree never leafed out this year. That completely changed the conditions underneath. Just 2 feet away, the exact same plant is thriving. These 3 are not. So instead of forcing it to stay here and hoping for the best next year, I'll just move it to the back where it has plenty of places to live happily. I will move another plant to this spot, and it will be taller, and I will introduce a new texture. Now, this edit is for the opposite reason. This allium could use more sun. While it is impossible to kill, this is too much shade, and you can tell that this thing is barely rooted in. I can just pull it out by ripping it. They'll bloom. It would be a lot happier in the spot where I just moved the lungwort. Now this one surprised me. I have had milkweed in my yard for years, but I have made very specific choices on where it can grow. I don't have it in my front yard, but it has always grown along my driveway and the house strip. If it wants to grow in the backyard, it can, but this year I let it grow in my raised bed, specifically at the edge. I wanted it to create an alleyway down the sidewalk. So that way you would have this beautiful scent from my yard through my neighbors and the next. It's a lovely experience, as well as you can hear all the pollinators. It's a very nice way to experience nature, And on paper, it worked perfectly. They even stayed upright. But after living with it, I realized something. I didn't enjoy it. It felt enclosed, really enclosed. It was so tall that sitting at my deck, you couldn't see out. You couldn't see people walking by, you couldn't talk to them. And I noticed that I was sitting with my back to the sidewalk and looking into my backyard versus how I was always sitting. So I wasn't looking at the rest of my yard. So the experiment is over. Milkweed has deep roots, and every seed pod contains hundreds of future volunteers. So I'm removing them before the seeds mature. The flowers are finished, and I didn't find any monarch eggs, only aphids. If you've never cut milkweed before, you'll want to clean your pruners afterwards. There is a milky sap that coats your tools, and you'll definitely want to get that off before it gums up your tools. Other edits are quick and easy. A spiderwort had moved into another bed, dug it out, untangled its roots from another plant, eliminated it, replanted that plant. I had an allium that was too close to a balloon flower, so I dug it up, moved it 6 inches. Looks great. And I have a very bad habit of leaving my plant tags on my plants for a few years. So I went through and removed those. Thanks for joining me today. Certainly none of these changes were huge or dramatic, but I'll certainly notice them. And I think that's one of the most rewarding parts of gardening. Every season teaches you something. Sometimes it's about plants, sometimes it's about design, and sometimes it's simply realizing that what looked good in your imagination doesn't actually feel good when you live with it. Gardens aren't built once or all at once. They're edited, a small decision at a time. Thanks for coming along with me, and I'll see you next week.